What is up, guys? Alex from ANAK here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I have a bit of a follow-up to a previous video that I made about the Faderport version 2 with Pro Tools and the integration that I thought, frankly, was not that great. Obviously, Faderport is made by Presonus, who makes Studio One, so the integration between Faderport and Studio One is great, and then as soon as you hook it up with Pro Tools, it falls flat. It falls very, very flat. And that's basically what my previous video was stating, as there was not a lot of videos portraying how badly integrated with Pro Tools it was. Now, right after I put that video out, I discovered V-Control Pro because they had, ironically, an update directly focusing on the Faderport. And their whole thing with this update was supercharging the Faderport for Pro Tools. So of course, I looked into it, I started using it, and decided this was basically exactly what I had hoped for the Faderport integrating with Pro Tools. So let's look at some of the features that I had wished the Faderport had that now it does using V-Control Pro. First off, you just use Faderport in the Studio One mode and then have V-Control Pro running on your computer, and it acts as the go-between from the Faderport to Pro Tools. One of the biggest things that it allows you to do, which was the big game changer for me, was the fact that you can fast focus on different tracks. As I click around my session, the fader will match the track that I'm actually selecting. That was my biggest frustration with the native support for the Faderport. Beyond that, you can use the flip mode to control send levels using the fader. You can control the volume and the pans. You can do the typical solo, mute, automation, switching, all that kind of stuff, but you can also clear all solos. And of course, you can still use the transport controls. V-Control also lets you use the fader to control different parameters in your plugins to do automation using V-Window, which means when you're using this, you just put your mouse over a knob that you want to control, and then you can use the Faderport's fader to write in automation of that control. Now, there are other features, but these are the ones that have proved the most useful to me, but I will leave a link in the description below to V-Control Pro. Now, there are a few downsides, or rather where it falls a bit short. I mean, basically the Faderport's next to useless without V-Control Pro, so everything is an upgrade from not having V-Control Pro, but there are some quirks that you should just be aware of. First off, I've noticed that V-Control Pro is maybe not the most stable, as sometimes it just seems to crash, or I have to restart it to actually get the Faderport to work with Pro Tools. Next, the amount of tracks that you can use for the fast focus, where you just click on a track and the fader is automatically controlling the track that you clicked on, is only available for banks of 32 at a time. Beyond that, the Faderport will just blink and you have to hit a channel and it'll refocus the banks in your session. So you can control all the tracks and it tells you when you're not clicked on a track that it's actually controlling, but it's not like you can completely forget about it and have it control any track in your whole session at all times. Next is the flip mode controlling sends only allows you to control the first 4 sends on your track, which is kind of a bummer. So of course, while it's handy to be able to write in automation for your sends, you do have to think about which ones you're going to be writing in so you can move those to the first 4 slots. Now, V-Control Pro talks to Pro Tools using the virtual MIDI inputs in the peripherals. To be able to create the bank of 32 tracks that it can control at any time, it does take up all 4 virtual MIDI slots, so just something to be aware of if you're using those for other things. And finally, the cost. It's $200 outright or $50 a year just to make your Faderport work with Pro Tools, which can be a bit of a deal breaker on top of the cost of the Faderport itself. So of course, I wish the Faderport just kind of had this functionality built into it from the get-go, because if they switched to the Yukon protocol instead of Huey, it definitely could do all of this and more. But until that time, if it ever comes, V-Control Pro is an absolute essential to get the Faderport working with Pro Tools. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any additional questions about the Faderport or V-Control Pro, leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them. I will see you in the next video. Until then, always be creating.